Can you have must-win games in week 2 of the NFL season? Feels like we have a few. We'll run them by you, see if you think there are some must-win scenarios out there with only 1 week under our belt. It's Chris and Ash on Onorato and Miller. We'll give you our week 1 recap in terms of records. We'll pick the week 2 games. We'll look ahead to the college football weekend. We've got some really good,
potentially.
We have some interesting matchups.
We thought week 1 was going to be really good. So
we have some interesting matchups, is what I'll say, for the college football Saturday ahead of us here. We'll look at the playoff race in Major League Baseball like 2 weeks ago in the regular season. September 28th is the last day of the regular season. We'll look at where the Mets and Yankees are. We'll also talk about Giants, Jets, Bills impressions after week 1 of the NFL season. Let's go. You're watching Onorato Miller.
This is Onorato and Miller, sponsored by Alpen House.
House Marcella's Novice Performance Industrial with us here on Onorato and Miller. We'll get to our picks from last week. We'll look ahead to the picks for this week. But Ash, I will ask you before we do any of that. This is great. This is classic. Just barely, Carol. We are just
always start on time.
Yeah.
We're really close.
Yeah. We set our own time. It's the internet.
Sometimes the days we're not.
Who's on time? Right. Sometimes not even the right day.
Tuesday.
Not even right day. So I asked the question, which is the most must-win week 2 game? What we know over the course of NFL history since the merger in 1970. Okay, so you're only talking about 55 years here. But still, when a team starts 0-2, the odds of making the playoffs are dramatically diminished. So as good as we all might think the Chiefs, Lions, and Texans might be, to start 0-2 suggests you've got a long road to try to make the postseason. Now you have more games than ever before to make up the difference. But instead of saying, are these must-win games, I'm going to ask you, which is the most must-win game?
For me, it's easy, and I'm just going to go back to the division. I think it's Bears-Lions because I think they have the most difficult.
And they're both 0-1.
Yeah, and I think they have the most I think it's the best division in football right now. I think they have the most difficult division in football. Like you said, listen, the Packers lost almost every division game last year. I think it's right. That's what you said last week.
I think they were 1-5 in the division. Yeah. I think they were 1-5.
It's tough to do that, even though they did. Yeah. It's tough to do that and make the playoffs. So I think just looking at your division opponents and the people you are going to play twice every season, I think that's the most difficult road. So for me, that is the must win. And I know the Chiefs play in a tough division, but the Eagles should be able to win that division in their sleep. Bucks, Texans, very winnable division. So for me, it's Bears, Lions because of the difficulty of the division. But what say you?
I like that call, and I wasn't even approaching it that way. But I like that call, viewing what Detroit would be up against just in its own division.
And that's without looking at entire schedules.
To me, it felt like yes, I hear you there. To me, it felt like the Chiefs.
Okay.
Granted, a challenging start with the Chargers and the Eagles, but to your point, that division is not easy. Denver, a playoff team from a year ago, 1-0. Chargers, a playoff team from a year ago, 1-0. And the Raiders, 1-0. And this also applies to the Lions. It just feels like Kansas City is lacking something explosive on offense.
Big play,
Now, when Rashee Rice comes back, he's out for the first 6 games. When he's back, maybe after a few games under his belt, the offense looks different. But it just doesn't feel like they're going to be able to run the ball all that effectively. There's no big play down the field. Xavier Worthy is now banged up. Yes, they have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, but I don't know. It just feels like something's missing here. And yes, I know they went 15-1 last year, but they just don't look that way. The same way Detroit doesn't look like the team from a year ago.
Sure. Yeah, I think they're lacking explosive big play ability, but it's week 1. I think if they get healthy, maybe there's a chance that develops a little bit. But I still think if the Chiefs are the Chiefs, then they find a way to get it done, even when they're not. Like Travis Kelce is not himself. Like he's clearly on the decline, and yet he scored a touchdown last week, which I believe you bet.
We had it.
Oh, he's so kind. He says we. I have nothing to do with his betting. He says we had it.
It's the royal we. We had it. We had Matthew Golden in the Thursday night game between the Packers and the Commanders, a big one. Sam's checking in. Sam, always good to see you. And
hi from Arizona.
Different time zone.
Yeah, it's
right on time.
It's a nice 3:36 Onorato and Miller appearance.
I'm telling you, Arizona. I'm not going to get the states right here. Arizona, Indiana, and there's another one.
The non-switchers.
They don't change. Why can't everybody just not change?
No.
Daylight saving time.
Yeah.
We don't need to do this. Hassan's checking in on YouTube. Appreciate that.
Hassan.
Alexis has seen me multiple places. That's got to be painful. But I appreciate you finding us here, Alexis. All right, so I'm on the Chiefs. You're on the Lions. We both feel like Houston maybe has time to make it up here. This was, know me. It was a Sunday night game. I was long asleep.
It's a good story because I watched most of the game, and then Sunday night it gets late. It just didn't ever feel. I would tend to kind of lean towards the Bills if I was rooting in that game. I would tend to lean towards the Bills, and it just didn't feel like they ever were going to get it done. Like every time they scored, the Ravens quickly answered, and it didn't feel like the Bills had what they normally have. So third quarter ends. I'm like, all right, it's a 14 or 15 point game. I'm going to bed. He woke up at 2 a.m. He was getting up for the day. I said something to the effect of, boy, when I went to bed, the Bills were getting like handled. Like it felt like Baltimore was very much in control. And he goes, that's funny. The Bills scored like 3 touchdowns in the last 5 minutes of the game and won. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I clearly went to bed at the wrong time.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes. Incredible. And is this foreshadowing of some other fortunes for Buffalo the rest of this season? There's a wild stat. It's like teams that scored at least 40 points and held a fourth quarter lead of 15 or more were 772-0 in NFL history.
Oh my God.
And now it's 772-1. That is.
I didn't realize the number. I thought it was like 172.
No, I think I had it screenshotted. I deleted it. But I think that was the number.
That's crazy.
Because it did hit me. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's insane.
And Buffalo is the team. Now, does this tell you anything definitive about either team? Because Baltimore's defense was supposed to be great.
I know, yeah.
And they gave up 41-22 in the fourth quarter. And Buffalo has the reigning MVP who looked like it late in that game as well.
Yeah, and listen, here's the deal. Like,
you like the Bills over Baltimore to begin with.
I did. It didn't work out for me because they didn't cover.
You like them long term.
Yeah. Yes, I do. But I think those are that to me. That's been like the best aside from the Chiefs. Like every time those two teams meet, it feels like such a good game.
So good.
And that's what you expect, and that's what you got. But yeah, I think when Derrick Henry fumbles, it's a guy who you don't expect to fumble. It's a huge mistake deep in their territory, and the Bills take it and put it in. Like, that is such a game-changing moment. For me, that was it. Like, that was such a game-changing moment you've totally taken the game and flipped it on its head, given them all the momentum. You take the top off the stadium. People now think they have a chance. Like, that for me was it. It wasn't that so much like you basically handed them an opportunity that they probably didn't otherwise deserve. So I don't know. Yeah, the Bills had to make plays down the stretch, and you get a field goal kicker in Matt Prater who comes into Buffalo the week before and kicks a game. All great storylines. The Ravens should have won the game.
Yeah.
They should have won the game.
Yeah.
But I don't think it says necessarily I think it was what it was. Like, we got exactly what we expected. I think both teams are going to be great this year, and we'll probably see another meeting like that in the playoffs.
Carol wants to know, am I excited about the third hour Monday? Yeah.
Something different.
Sure. And it will be something different, which makes it fun.
Mm-hmm.
We will get to this here, Sam. Oh,
West Coast.
Alaska.
Heck yeah.
Nice. But we will talk about a fundraiser we have coming up on Wednesday night, thanks to Joe Morello, the owner of Jacob and Anthony's, and a new restaurant he and his crew are opening in Clifton Park, and how it will benefit Nash's foundation. We'll talk about that coming up here a little bit in the show. All right, so only 1 week, but only 6 points.
We should have played the big, like, the overreaction, underreaction game.
That's for Mondays, which is good. Would you do it now? All the reports are that Dable met with ownership and wanted to try to convince them to go with Jackson Dart. Russell Wilson is still QB1, as they say. And it's a game at Dallas in week 2. How much change would you make after 1 week in New York?
I mean, it was so bad, like so bad. And the problem is if you don't have an offensive line that you trust, do you risk your rookie quarterback as opposed to a veteran guy who can move in the pocket, get out of the way, is smart enough to avoid injury? Like, do you wait for your left tackle and Andrew Thomas to come back before you risk Jackson Dart and his legs?
Okay.
But they're not going to win games this year. So if you want to see what he's got and you want to give him a chance in a game that maybe he has a chance to win, then do it against Dallas, because I think it's potentially a game that they would have a chance to win. Potentially. As I pick them in my eliminator pool. Yeah.
And the only look, one more game of Russell Wilson, I'm not going to lose my mind. But the fear here for me would be if it's 20-3 at the half and the Giants aren't really moving the ball at all, or Wilson has turned it over a couple of times. Like, if you don't make the change at halftime, I think you really risk losing the locker room. Everybody be looking around like, clearly the guy can't play anywhere. It's not working for us. We've got this rookie who showed great promise in the preseason. Everybody's saying, play him. He's a first-round pick. 6 points and then a bad first half, like, I think would be enough to justify putting Jackson Dart in there.
And I get it, but those guys are going to be frustrated no matter who's under center, and I really believe that. Jackson Dart might be the better answer, but I just don't think it's going to lead to wins, which is going to lead to frustration no matter what.
Yeah, Sam says he wouldn't rush the kid. And we said, I think early on, you looked at the Giants' schedule, and it was like, they might start 0-4, and then
2-9,
Dart
3-7
comes in.
Yeah, like
where you find a soft spot in the schedule, maybe after a bye, but it feels like this thing's going to get sped up, which is always the case when you're in the NFL and you have a first-round quarterback. Always the case.
People get antsy, and they want to see we know what Russell Wilson brings to the table. Obviously, like, when Russell is very good, different than when Russell is what he is now. But you know what you're going to get. You don't know what you're going to get with Jackson Dart, and I think that's what's kind of exciting for people. Is like, let's throw him out there and see what happens. What's the worst that could happen? It can't be worse than what's already happened.
Yeah. And what was Malik Neighbors saying to Brian Daboll on the sideline in their blow up? And then the denials that come after that. It's like, guys, we all saw it.
Right.
Just
like, you can't hide. And that's the thing.
We're all frustrated, and it played out on television.
Very publicly.
Right? Like, and who knows if Neighbors was like, Get Russ out of here.
Did you think you were going to be on a good team this year? You think you were like, I'm not sure what you expected. It's the first game. What did you think was going to happen? Yeah. Even I knew it wasn't going to go well. And I think maybe there's like some of those rose-colored sunglasses when people are on a team. You haven't played anybody yet, so maybe you think
you're a professional athlete.
Yeah, you think you're better than you are. There has to be some sort of reality check that happens with those guys.
Jets were better than I thought they'd be.
They were good.
Except the defense,
which
I thought would be the side that carried them this year. Instead, it's the offense putting up 32 points and the defense allowing Aaron Rodgers to get into field goal position late, albeit from 60 yards. And they lose 34-32. But Justin Fields looked really good. He did what we know he can do in terms of running the ball, but he threw a touchdown as well. He looked efficient. I think his numbers were 16 of 22. They ran the ball like crazy. Breece Hall went over 100 yards. I was impressed by the Jets against a fringe playoff team, the Steelers.
Yeah, I thought that they did a really great job of playing to Justin Fields' strengths. I think we saw exactly what he's capable of. And that's what I was saying to you. I believe he's capable of being a starting quarterback in the NFL. But it's also when you give him the support of two legitimate running backs. Like you have threats downfield and guys that like Garrett Wilson that people need to cover. And now all of a sudden, oh my God, now I need to cover Garrett Wilson. Think about him handing the ball off to Breece Hall and then maybe not handing the ball off, tucking it back and bootlegging it out, which he did all game long and picked up 10 yards a pop. Yeah. So like that's three decisions or like a three-headed monster in a way that's very difficult to kind of figure out.
Yeah.
And so I think the Jets have the chance to be really talented, but that was an Aaron Glenn team from a running perspective. And he had been very vocal about like, we need to run the ball. We need to run the ball because guess what? Then that opens things up down the field. So I think they're just going to continue to do that this year if Breece Hall can stay healthy. He's so much fun to watch.
Better get that defense figured out.
Yeah, better get it figured out. That's your bread and butter.
What was more surprising to you, the way Justin Fields played or the way Aaron Rodgers played?
Ooh, good question. Maybe the way Aaron Rodgers played, but not the way Aaron Rodgers played. The way they played as like a whole team, I think was pretty good because Rodgers has that ability. But I think it was like
doubted whether or not
I thought in terms of like the chemistry with his receivers and he knew where they were going to be and his throws were on time and they were where they were supposed to be for a team that hadn't played a real game together yet. Yeah. I thought it was pretty good. Like he was very impressive.
Yeah, there were a lot of open throws that he hit, but I was impressed too. Everybody was saying at his age, can he really still get it done? I don't know. Speaking of aging, it feels like the Niners here had such a soft schedule. They still do. But now they're without their starting quarterback for 2 to 5 weeks, Brock Purdy. One of the best tight ends in the sport, George Kittle, placed on IR, so he will miss at least the next 4 games. Brandon Ayuk still is not healthy.
Christian McCaffrey may be healthy.
And just aging in other spots on this roster. Now they get the Saints this week, so a spot where even Mac Jones could lead them to a 2-0 start. But all of a sudden, the people thinking the Niners could win the NFC West here, more concern about these injuries than even Matthew Stafford and the Rams.
Yeah, it's funny. I think that is always, and the past 5+ years for me, it's always been, the Rams will probably win the division if the Niners aren't healthy. And like, if the Niners are healthy, then they're good enough to win the division with their eyes closed. But that's always been the problem. Like a star on that team is always hurt. A star. And there are many stars on that team or have been over the years. Always hurt.
Yeah.
If it's not McCaffrey, it's Purdy, and then it's Kittle, and then it's Bosa, and like they're just either side of the ball, major injuries.
If, let's say, Purdy misses all 5 weeks, and he misses, I don't know if they have a bye in there, but let's say he misses 5 games, and Mac Jones goes 4-1. It will be.
They'll put a Purdy back in.
Oh, yeah, yes. Yeah.
Like,
I wasn't going there. No, but it will signal to everybody what we've really thought here is that this is about Kyle Shanahan and not necessarily the quarterback. No, not really. But Jimmy Garoppolo went to a Super Bowl, and if he doesn't overthrow what would have been a game-winning touchdown, and they beat the Chiefs, and Shanahan and Garoppolo have a Super Bowl title. If Mac Jones plays well here and they win games, this will be about it's Shanahan, not Purdy. Which is always a conversation we love to have. Is it the quarterback?
Is it the quarterback or the coach?
Exactly. All right, we've got our Week 2 picks coming up here on Onorato and Miller. We'll look back at our Week 1 records. The push to the Major League Baseball playoffs. Yanks and Mets are right in it. We are 20 minutes into the show before our first break, and we're back in a minute.
Imagine coming home after a long day and slipping into your own personal hot tub from Wellness Spas. Let the stress of the day melt away as you soak in the therapeutic benefits of the water. Our team at Alpenhaus wants to help you relax and enjoy the advantages of owning your very own hot tub. Now offering a whole new lineup from Wellness Spas, featuring models from their City Life and Peak Life lines. Alpenhaus Pools and Hot Tubs. Visit us at Clifton Park Center and Route 30 in Amsterdam.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
We've got an important fundraiser coming up middle of next week, Wednesday, September 17th. We'll tell you about coming up here in a little bit. But we're going to shout out a viewer, Tony, who watches, I believe.
We don't have to do like the awkward, people always ask you to give them shout outs on the air, and it's a little harder for you because you can't be like, hey, Tony, here we can.
Sure, no doubt. Tony emailed me and said, I'm assuming he watches on TV over the weekend. Maybe you're watching Sunday mornings, Tony. He enjoys the show, and he hopes they don't cancel us. I said, me too. Yeah.
We've done all right so far. I mean, you've had many versions of this show.
Yeah.
Many titles of it.
We're 4+ years into this thing.
Yeah, I'm not.
On News Channel 13.
Yeah.
How about that?
It's pretty great.
Who would have believed it? Not me. But
what a great idea.
But we're having fun doing it, so we appreciate anybody who watches. Whether you like us or not, you watch, that helps.
Right. You don't like us, let us know.
Yeah.
We're happy to hear it.
No, please. Some potentially, I'm going to stop saying some good games in college football. Yeah, because
it's a pretty hard thing to figure out.
Potentially good games. I believe these will be good games. Okay. Georgia Tech is a good team. Haynes King is a difficult quarterback to deal with. Clemson's in for one here against the Yellow Jackets. That's a noon kick. Boom. That's how I start my Saturday. Okay. Georgia, Tennessee, where game day will be Saturday morning. That's 3:30. Beautiful.
Boom.
South Florida, Miami. We'll get to South Florida in a minute here. That's a 4:30 kick.
Okay, well, that's
Florida
nice.
And LSU feels like
Florida needs it, but
big time. That's a 7 o'clock kick, and then 7:30 you've got A&M and Notre Dame. So if you could just park it for the entire day, you've got a lineup here of games that I think will keep you entertained.
I'm going to try not to.
All right, so if you can only watch one, which one are you watching? If you can't tell, I love that question.
I mean, as much as I like Georgia, Tennessee, I feel like I'm a little more interested to see what South Florida, Miami is. Like, I want to see, does Miami go out and are they convincing and we're going to believe that they're a playoff team for real? Or is South Florida going to continue to impress people and say like, hey, no, we want to be part of the party? So I think I'm most interested in that. I hope it's a good game, but I don't know that it'll be a good game. And A&M Notre Dame too, because Notre Dame needs it.
Ooh, big time.
Can't lose that one.
South Florida has started with 3 straight ranked opponents. They're 2-0 now. Beat Boise State and then beat Florida last week. So the Gators fall out of the top 25 as they go to LSU and face a brutal 5-game stretch here. Yeah, I'm interested in Clemson, Georgia Tech. I will certainly keep an eye on South Florida, Miami, and if it's close, I'll watch more of it. I don't have great hope that it will be a close game.
I mean, Georgia, Tennessee might be the best football that's
and then
played.
A&M, Notre Dame, obviously, I'll be locked in. Yeah, that's a big one for the Irish for sure. And what concerns you if you're a Notre Dame fan is the lack of ability to run the ball against Miami in the season opener.
Right. And we talked
about A&M always has a good defense. Elko is a defensive-minded head coach. Like that's a watch out game.
We talked about Jeremiah Love being a Heisman dark horse for you, but if you can't get him loose against A&M, which maybe you can't, then we got problems. Because if they don't have a run game, then you're going to rely too much on an unproven quarterback in Carr. Tough.
Yep. No doubt.
Got to have a run game because people expected it. That's what we expected. We knew what that was going to be. That doesn't come to the table. Well, now we're in trouble because we're relying on something. We're relying on the unknown, what we didn't know.
Yeah. How about this from our guy? I mean, can it get any more Mets fan than this? We love you, Sam. This screams Mets fan. I've never known a fan base, and I think this is legit and not hyperbole. I've never known a fan base to be so perennially optimistic before a season. And sometimes for no good reason.
Unrealistically so, I think sometimes.
And then maybe even by June, be like, well, that's it. Then Mets fans. Most Mets fans I know in March and April are like, I think we got her. And I'm like, I don't know, guys. You don't have any starting pitching. The lineup is okay. Like, they overachieved severely early on this season. They've been able to carry that enough, but now they are in a fight to get a playoff spot here. They have no chance of winning the division 10 games back, and they've got to try to hold off the Giants and the Reds and maybe even the Diamondbacks in the wild card race. And Sam is like, we're done. We're done.
Listen, because this is it, and I get it. I'm a Syracuse basketball fan, which they break my heart a lot. So I think it's just one of those things where if you're right, then you're right. And if you're wrong, then you're the happiest person on the planet. Like, I hope I'm wrong, because then that means good things for me as a fan.
Yeah. And we'll get to the schedule that remains for the Mets. We'll get to the 5-game losing streak currently. But we have people watching in Kenya.
That's a first, I think.
How about it?
At least Steve-O, if that's how you say your name, Steve-O, I think you're the first that has told us that you're watching from Kenya. So thank you.
Hello. Love that. All right, let's take a quick break here. We're going to look ahead to the Major League Baseball playoff push. We've got our Dirty Difficult done from Performance Industrial, and there's a new restaurant opening in Kansas City. Not just Clifton Park, like, Kansas City. Should you care? Probably not.
You probably don't.
But
you won't.
But it's fun to talk about anyway.
The great thing about Novices, no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable. This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
Get ready for the thrill of a lifetime with Tracker fishing boats, available at Alpenhaus. Feel the rush as you reel in your trophy catch, supported by Tracker's unmatched stability. Prepare to conquer any challenge with cutting-edge tech at your fingertips and the freedom to explore without limits. Make waves this season and experience the ultimate fishing adventure with Tracker Fishing Boats at Alpenhaus. Your source for fun since 1964.
The great thing about novices, no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable. This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus. And now, Dirty, Difficult, and Done. Sponsored by Performance Industrial.
Bill Miller and his great squad at Performance Industrial. Never a job that's too dirty or too difficult for them to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need done? Industrial kitchen cleaning, epoxy floors. They can do it all for you. Here is our Triple D. Ash, this was your inspired thought. We are done with sports fans overstepping boundaries.
Well, listen.
I feel like we did this with Russell Westbrook in the NBA. Now we're doing it with the NFL.
Well, and then it was throwing sex toys on basketball
WNBA,
courts
right?
with the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
But this, and we have done it in the NBA before, where you get people getting in faces. When you put your hands on a professional athlete, that's like, I mean, you're not overstepping the boundaries. You're running through the brick wall of a boundary. And as you should, getting banned from all NFL stadiums for the rest of your life existence.
So you're talking about the Sunday night game in Buffalo. A young Bills fan.
Young. Probably had a little bit to drink. I get it.
Got in the face of DeAndre Hopkins.
And gave him a
Ravens touchdown. And then made contact with Lamar Jackson, who shoved the guy.
Listen, I am A-okay with Lamar Jackson's reaction. Normally, I say, like, don't engage, don't do it. But when you get physically shoved by someone,
somebody's just yelling something at you.
I'm okay with you going right back at him. Like, get off of me, don't touch me. Cool. I think the Bills did the right thing, and the NFL has said they're not going to discipline Lamar. They're just going to let the Ravens take care of it. They did. There should be nothing done. He was not in the wrong. But guys, I know you probably had too much to drink and you're having a lot of fun. What are you doing? Because here's my thing, and he's obviously young. You're never going to see an NFL football game again in your life in person. That sucks. We all make mistakes, but that sucks. You've now made a decision that has affected your entire future. And I tell kids that all the time, even whether it's the internet or you can do things no matter how young you are that affect your entire life. And that's for that kid. It's a bummer.
It is.
But tough lesson to learn.
I agree with the sentiment entirely. Just because you buy a ticket doesn't mean you should be able to yell or do whatever you want.
Right. It's a free country, but only to a certain extent.
Don't even get
it's a free country.
Going on. Until you step inside certain boundaries, if you will. Right now, you got to play by my rules.
Right. Or people who complain about their employer, I don't have to do that. Well, you do.
Well, then you're fired.
You've signed up for. This is what you have signed up for to be part of this company. They can tell you what to wear and how to act because you work for them.
Right.
It's amazing the people that don't understand that.
Yes.
Well, yeah, they can tell you how to behave in their own stadium. Yeah.
What's the line in history? There's a difference between freedom and privilege, right? Big difference. Yeah. I don't know how old that fan was.
It couldn't have been super again. Oh boy.
Last week.
What?
There were comments about how much people enjoy your facial expressions. Now they're saying 100% correct again.
Well, it's an opinion.
Feels like it should be the time to bring up our week 2 picks.
Not 100%.
Or week 1 picks. But I won't. Before we get way deep in the show, I do want to tell people about this fundraiser we have coming up on Wednesday night, September 17th. It's at a new restaurant called The Grill.
With an E.
Yes, with an E. By Jacob and Anthony's, Bellini's, J&A Italian in Stuyvesant Plaza, Jacob and Anthony's American Grill in Saratoga Springs. So from 6 until 9 o'clock will be the grand opening of this new restaurant. Joe Morello, the owner, reached out and said, hey, we would love to use our grand opening to benefit the Nash Weston Onorato Memorial Foundation. We, of course, said, great, tell us what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
And what we can do is promote it and ask people to attend. And you can buy tickets by scanning the QR code on your screen. You can also go to any of my social media pages. You will find a link to buy tickets that way. Or the easiest thing to do, Ash, is to just show up that night.
You can show up that night.
And you can buy tickets at the door. All of the money will go towards supporting Nash's foundation, which continues to support parents of stillborn children or infants lost.
Yep.
So we hope that if you're in town and you've got a Wednesday night free, that you'll come see us in Clifton Park for the grand opening of the grill.
Yeah, we would love for you to. And there's, like we said, it's kind of hors d'oeuvres, premium cash bar. So, I mean, I'm not encouraging drinking, but we would like you to spend money at the grill since they're doing us a solid and raising a lot of money. We hope for our foundation. We're going to go and hopefully bring a lot of people, have a couple drinks, get them going, start spending money at their fine establishment. And we will certainly be back to frequent it once it's open for good.
Yeah. So last chance here, scan that QR code, or again, you can just come on up and see us Wednesday night and buy a ticket at the door. Just that easy.
WNYT.com has a story on it.
We
do. Go there if you need to see the QR code again.
Yep. There's a link there as well in order to buy tickets. And again, on our social media as well, Facebook and Instagram. So yeah, we appreciate any support you're able to give us.
Yes.
We will take it as we continue to just pass that on through a scholarship as well at North Colony.
Yes.
So, okay. That's Wednesday night coming up. All right, let's take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll get to our Week 2 NFL picks. We will look ahead to Major League Baseball's push for the playoffs. Back right after this on ONM.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
Get ready for the thrill of a lifetime with Tracker fishing boats, available at Alpenhaus. Feel the rush as you reel in your trophy catch, supported by Tracker's unmatched stability. Prepare to conquer any challenge with cutting-edge tech at your fingertips and the freedom to explore without limits. Make waves this season and experience the ultimate fishing adventure with Tracker fishing boats at Alpenhaus. Your source for fun since 1964.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
Alpenhaus, Marcella's Novice Performance Industrial. Brian checking in on a break. Love that. This is classic. I was listening to the Dan Patrick Show on my drive home from work today, Thursday. Thank you. And the caller at the very end of the show was like 11:53. Like last time Dan could try to get a caller in, and he's hello, whatever the guy's name is, no response. But you can hear this voice in the background, female voice in the background, male caller. So-and-so, are you there? And then it's like a very quiet, like, hey Dan, hey, I'm just. And Dan goes, what's going on? He's like, I'm just stepping out of class. What do you think? And it was like unbelievable, right? Just classic sports fan. So ridiculous. So Brian's on a little bit of a break and checking in.
That's so funny.
Which we love.
Stepping out of class. So he's like listening to it on his AirPods and like, ooh, I got through.
I guess.
Let me go take a bathroom break.
Yeah. And we wonder why cell phones are a distraction in the classroom. Maybe we don't wonder.
Let's hope it was a college kid.
Yeah, it could have been.
Figure out his.
Mahomes and Kelsey are opening a restaurant called 1587 Prime, their numbers, of course, on September 17th. And the menu will feature a drink called The Alchemy, which apparently is a song on one of Taylor Swift's albums. I don't pretend to know her entire catalog. And Mahomes commented on this like, yeah, we like clearly,
Listen,
we want to do something to recognize her, how important she is, and
room, whatever you got to do.
He was like, this thing's going to be a big seller.
Yeah.
Here's what's in it. Clarified citrus vodka blend.
I don't know what that means, to be quite honest with you.
Dry curacao.
I didn't know there was a dry version.
Aronia berry.
Don't know what that is.
Cranberry.
Oh, thank God.
Strawberry, lime, and oolong tea. Is that right?
I know approximately 30% of what is in that drink.
Yeah.
Really understand the words.
How much would you pay for a Taylor Swift inspired cocktail?
I wouldn't, because it's probably
for the gram.
like $30.
You do it for the gram. That might be like $18.
No, you would go to the restaurant for the gram.
Okay.
I don't know that I need Taylor Swift's drink.
You don't need a picture of the drink.
She's going to sign it?
No, you need a picture of the drink.
No. I could make anything and pretend it was that. Although I don't know where I'd find. I don't even know where I'd find most of that stuff.
Me neither. Here's what else is on the menu.
I would definitely get the smash burger.
Smash burger for Andy Reid. And now this is a bridge too far. There is one Queen Bee.
Yeah, her name's Beyonce.
And it is not Brittany Mahomes. That's a drink on the menu for Brittany Mahomes.
I wonder what's in that one.
Called Queen Bee. I don't know. That one I didn't do a deep dive on.
Okay.
That's
wrong. I would get the smash burger for Andy.
That just feels, yeah. Sam is not buying that drink. He will pay nothing for that drink.
Yeah, I don't need it. I've seen her in concert. I'm good.
Yeah, a couple times.
Few times.
Okay.
2 times as a main act. I believe.
Once as an opener.
2 times as a main act at MetLife Stadium. Once as an opener for Rascal Flatts at what I assume was the Pepsi Arena. Yeah, she was like a 16-year-old kid opening for Rascal Flatts. Cool. Like looking back, so freaking cool.
Who would have known?
So cool. At the time, I'm
not sure. Who would have known she wouldn't be singing country and we'd be the world's biggest star?
Like she's surpassed Rascal Flatts times 10,000.
Oh, gosh. WNBA playoffs, starts Sunday. Unless you're locked in, you didn't know it. The Lynx have the top seed in the league.
Minnesota.
Only 3 games ahead of Atlanta. And Vegas hasn't lost in forever. The Aces were 14-14, and now they're 29-14.
Wow.
15-game win streak here.
Not bad.
And the Fever are in despite the multitude of injuries they have, including Caitlin Clark.
Done for the year.
So not a lot of hopes for Indiana to go far in this postseason, because even if they stay where they are, which I believe is 6, they have a hard time getting even past that first round series, which could be the Liberty, the way things are going here. But it feels like the Aces are going to be, the Aces, for all the talk about
Asia.
Nafisa Collier is the MVP, there's no doubt. And the Liberty have Ionescu and Stewie, Jonquel Jones. They're a very, very good team. They're the defending champs. But I think the best player in the league is still Asia Wilson.
Yeah.
So, not looking at my odds here, but if I were to make a bet on who was going to win the WNBA champ, I think I would take Vegas here.
Okay. I don't think that would. I bet you the odds are pretty good, or technically bad. If you're trying to make money, they're probably not good odds for you. Yeah. The odds are pretty low.
I would bet Minnesota and Las Vegas are very close.
Yeah.
That's the way it feels.
Collier plays for the Lynx, yes.
Sure does.
Yeah.
Sure does.
So you still think Asia Wilson is the best player in the league?
I do.
Maybe just not this year?
Yes, she's not the MVP.
Yeah.
Collier's having the best season. But I think, which is where I always draw the line between most valuable and best player.
I like Collier a lot.
Yep.
I enjoyed her at UConn.
Yep. She won that little one-on-one tournament that she was part of creating, which was cool. Sam, I am glad you asked. Sam said, how's Aaron Judge doing lately? So here's how Aaron Judge is doing in the eyes of Vegas, which I think is surprising here.
Pretty amazing that those are the odds.
Current MVP odds. So we do the show live on a Thursday night, September 11th, though, by the way. Minus 350 for Judge.
It's insane.
Cal Raleigh has 9 more home runs. His team is also currently in the playoffs, and he's plus 200. Now, I think Vegas is off on this in terms of the way voters would go today. If they voted today, I think Cal Raleigh would win MVP. So is Vegas projecting over the next 2.5 weeks, or are they just wildly wrong here? I think they're just off. And I would be very surprised at the end of it all, unless the Mariners fall out of the playoffs and Raleigh continues to be as cold as he's been since the All-Star break, that he doesn't win this thing.
Does Judge just have that kind of power? Like, are we just so enamored with him and New York and his size and the way he, and I get it. Cal Raleigh does a lot of the same things. They're not built the same, but
Raleigh plays an excellent defensive catcher. And we'll get to his numbers, but here are Judges.
I think you're always going to run into like New York versus Seattle. It's so unfortunate. I'm not saying it's the way it should be. It's so unfortunate. More people see Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I get that.
Like it's all.
But I think 2 parts here. Raleigh has, surpassed the idea of a West Coast or East Coast bias because of the nickname, because of the home run derby presence.
Like, can you do it?
And I think there's also going to be some voter fatigue. There always is when you have guys who have won multiple MVPs. Now, Shohei Ohtani will win the National League MVP, but I bet Ohtani doesn't win unanimously.
Okay.
I bet there's a vote out there for Schwarber or somebody else. And I think it's going to be tight between Judge. If I don't have a vote. If I were a voter, I would vote for Cal Raleigh. Judge has missed some time. He appears.
What's Cal Raleigh's average?
Not great. He's around 240. Judge appears to be limited now in right field, given the injury he has. But he still had 314, 44, 98 RBI in 135 games. Here's Raleigh. He's got 53 home runs.
He's at 240. It's 205 since the All-Star break.
He's 1 home run shy of Mickey Mantle's single-season home run record for a switch hitter. He's going to catch Mick, and he's going to pass
he's
Mickey.
Built a little different than Mick.
But yes, that average since the All-Star break, 143 games played. Seattle has started to use him more in a DH role to try to get him out from behind home plate, the wear and tear that goes along with catching pretty much every single day, which they really need him to do in order to contend. So it's going to be interesting here. And it feels like you talk about maybe not a lot of money to be made on Las Vegas Aces. There's still money to be made here on Cal Raleigh.
For sure. And
plus 200.
Maybe you should do it.
Can't do it in New York State.
All right.
Gotta find a
bookie
pipeline
someone
to New Jersey to get that one on the books.
Do you have one of those?
I might have somebody.
Yeah, I think you do.
Yankees' final 13 games of the season. This couldn't set up more perfectly. One, they played well recently against Toronto. So they're back in the hunt here for the division when it looked like it was had slipped away. 3.5 out.
They're still 3.5 out.
As again, we do the show live on a Thursday night. Toronto won Thursday afternoon. But look at the last 13 games of the season.
If they can't get this done
against the last place team in the division in Baltimore, right? Are they still last?
Yes.
Tampa. Okay.
And then 6 against 2 of the worst teams.
Second to last and last in the AL Central, Minnesota and Chicago.
Like almost in all of the AL. Period. Like they're that bad.
Yep.
They're that bad.
It's set up for New York.
100%.
I'm not even saying they got to win the division. There's no way they're going to miss the playoffs. There's just no way.
I mean, they shouldn't. There is a way, but they should not.
And then what can they do once they get to the postseason? How about the Metsies? Sam says they're cooked, they're done, we're missing the playoffs. 5 straight losses, a 2-game lead for the 3rd wild card spot over the Giants and the Reds. Again, that's as of September 10th. Okay. And those losses have been against the Phillies, which have pushed them way out of the division now. But San Francisco, Cincinnati right there. Arizona's only 3.5 out. So this is going to be tough. And to Sam's point about the Mets' difficult schedule, they do have a tough schedule. It includes a stretch against the Padres, who are ahead of the Mets in that wild card. So it, not easy. But they do get the Marlins to finish up the season.
Played better at times than...
They get the Nationals to finish up the season.
Okay.
There are opportunities for
So even
the
if
Mets.
they went 500.
They're in.
Yeah. If they went 500 the rest of the way.
I think they get in if they go 500. But that might make it
close.
That might make it close. Yeah.
Close.
All right.
You think they're both in?
I think they both get in. Yankees are in.
Yeah, I think so too.
They couldn't be more in. They are in. Mets will be interesting. Ash loves when I
hate that because
declarative
every time it goes the other way.
I say things, there's no way, and then before you know it,
there have been some really bad historically. You've got some bad ones. Way.
Yeah, makes it fun to be around me. All right, back right after this on Onorato and Miller, our picks coming up.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
Family fun shouldn't cost a fortune. That's why here at Alpenhaus, we have an amazing selection of RVs available under $200 a month. No need to break the bank to find the right RV for you and your family. Shop the nation's top brands, from compact towables to family floor plans. We're sure to have something for every adventurer. Shop online at alpenhausrv.com and come see us in Amsterdam and Saratoga, and we'll make sure you're ready to hit the road this summer. Alpenhaus RV, your total camping outfitter.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
Telling you there's no way.
Oh, here we go.
The Yankees missed the playoffs. Quick Thursday night pick here. Somebody stopped me in the grocery store and said, "Hey, when do you do the show? I see it Sunday mornings." And I'm like, "Yeah, so you're probably watching Sunday morning and we're making a prediction about Chiefs Chargers or Cowboys Eagles," and you're like, "Guys, it's like 4 days ago." So we've managed to avoid talking about the Thursday night game, Packers and Commanders,
until you're bringing it up.
Until I almost kind of made you make a pick. Here are our picks and our records from last week. It all came down to Ravens Bills Sunday night. You
Bills
had Buffalo,
win,
I had
cover.
Baltimore, and it was a 1.5 point spread.
They won by one.
Hello, Hook.
They call that a bad beat.
You can't call that a bad beat because Buffalo almost had no business coming close to covering. Bad beat is like you're covering. Now you're not.
You call a bad beat for bettors because you.
I think so. Go ahead.
You win the game. I mean, you think they're good, and then they come back and they win the game, and then it's still not covered by a half a point or a point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think if Baltimore failed to cover, you'd go, "That's a bad beat." Bills and Jets.
It's all a bad beat.
We are both on Buffalo. Win by a touchdown.
I really thought for like a hot second about this.
Me too. I think the Jets defense will play better than it did in week 1. But I'm not sure the Jets offense plays as well as it did in week 1. Okay. So I'm going to bank on Josh here.
Okay.
To say touchdown.
I am too, but I thought like, God, do I want to just try something different? Because I tried it. you generally get your picks in before me.
I do.
I hit reply, did not look at your picks,
Okay.
and thought, what would Chris do? Do I want to be different?
Mm-hmm.
And I just couldn't. I couldn't go against the Bills and pick the Jets just yet. I think if they win a couple games that surprise me, then I'll lean on the Jets a little more this year. But I couldn't do it.
Giants and Cowboys. Here we are.
Eliminator pool. I just picked them in my eliminator pool. The Cowboys. I'm probably going to pick against the Giants all year long. Boy. Who's playing the Giants? Pick that team. Unless we start Jackson Dart. Maybe I'll change my mind.
We're both on Dallas here.
Mm-hmm. Can we start Daniel Jones?
You would have to trade a first-round pick right now to get Daniel Jones.
You're not kidding.
Daniel Jones. Woo, baby, in Indianapolis. Jaguars and Bengals. What is the thinking
I also
here?
Thought about this one.
Yeah, this was a difficult week for me, to be honest, to come up with some picks. This was like a coin flip for me.
Mm-hmm.
I like Jacksonville a lot this year. And Cincinnati starts slowly. They just barely beat Cleveland last week.
It was really ugly. But that's kind of why I almost picked them. And I thought, boy, maybe it was a wake-up call last week to say, like, wow, this in-state team, we shouldn't have – it should not have been nearly as close as it was.
This is a mid-September game in Cincinnati. It's not a mid-December game where weather would be a factor. I think Jacksonville goes up there and plays well enough. And, even if it's – a close Cincinnati win, the Jags should cover. Okay. Eagles and the Chiefs. I mean, we are in lockstep here. Now this,
I don't know if I feel good about this either.
I just want to say one thing here, and I don't ever do this, but I'm going to do it for Eagles Chiefs. This number, Giants Cowboys, has moved to 4.5.
Okay.
I'm not going to lose my mind over a point. Okay. But this game now, compared to when we picked it on Tuesday, Eagles are favored by 1.5. I am going to score this one based on that spread or the spread at kickoff. So we both have the Chiefs. We're not changing our pick, but Philly is the favorite. So if the Chiefs lose by 1, they will have covered because it's now Philadelphia 1.5. But we both like the Chiefs here, and I don't have good reason for that.
Me either. I don't love it. I don't love anything about this game. I'm not sure that I have any idea who's even going to win.
They don't come close to matching up with Philadelphia's roster. Sunday night game on NBC, Falcons and Vikings, me neither. I had typed out Falcons. I deleted it and put in Vikings because Minnesota's at home, and McCarthy played well in the fourth quarter Monday night. Maybe it carries over.
Start to figure it out.
The only game we're different on here, Bucks and Texans. I'm taking Houston at home in a spot where it feels like they, for week 2, need to win. I think the defense will play well.
Probably smart. I love Baker Mayfield. I love the big playability. He makes as many big mistakes as he makes big plays. But I'm going to ride it.
Yep. Okay. Our picks. Buffalo, Dallas, Jacksonville, Kansas City, Minnesota across the board until the Monday night game. I've got Houston. You've got the Buccaneers. We've got a fundraiser coming up Wednesday night, September 17th at The Grill, part of Jacob and Anthony's family of restaurants. We would love to see you there to support the Nash Weston Onorato Memorial Foundation. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for watching Onorato and Miller.